G'day guys, Jimmy Diggs here. I'm just going to do a bit of a clip of what I get up to in this digger and try and throw a few handy tips in while I'm doing my work. So we've had a bit of rain here today and it's less than ideal conditions, so I need to change up what I'm going to do for the rest of the day. So one of the biggest things I like to do in the digger is just lift myself around. So to do this is my first little tip. I kind of put myself on a 45, pressure down, take the weight off. You want to slew and kick your tracks in the opposite direction. And you'll be able to fully spin yourself on the spot. And it looks pretty cool while you're doing it as well. So I'm just going to keep stockpiling a bit of material. So as you can see in front of me over here, I've got some stumps that I've ripped out a little bit earlier. So I just want to set my blade off, sit back from it all a little bit, and I just want to try and pick a bucket's worth out of all this. This is what I find is kind of the easiest when dealing with stuff that's a little difficult to grab. So just pick a bucket worth, not being too greedy, just trying to pick it, roll it into the bucket using the blade. Now I'm just going to go stockpile this a little bit more central spot for where I'm going to load it all out from. So as you can see, we've had a fair bit of rain, so I'm just trying to keep productive and keep the machine moving. So I'm just gonna sort a bit of this out and then probably go try and rip a couple of these tree stumps out, and I'll show you the technique I use when I do that. So same again, just trying to get a bucket worth at a time. Not trying to pick it up out of the whole pile either. You'll find it will just lock up together and you won't be able to grab anything. Now I tend to, when I'm doing bulk stuff, I hold my hands nice and tight down the bottom, but when I'm doing stuff that's a little bit fiddly, my hands tend to change and sit on the top of the joysticks, and I really feel that it makes a big difference in the control you've got over. So all good for bulk, but you just want to kind of use these parts of the joysticks when you're doing stuff that's a little bit more fiddly. So big part, as you can probably see, is material separation in this job. I can't send the grass with the tree stumps, vice versa. So you've got to separate your green waste, which is your tree stumps, into one sort of central pile, so you can load it out and it can go in as the one material, because a lot of tip sites won't take mixed materials. Same again, just trying to get a bucket's worth, not getting too greedy, just still trying to just stay productive. So one of the big things in the excavators is you are an expensive machine on site, so you're always going to have to try and be productive. You're always going to be getting watched, and if you're not moving, you're not working, then you're probably going to not be popular on the job site, that's for sure. Probably won't have a job for long. So always trying to think out of the box and find stuff to do. Ideally I would like good weather for this job because it all needs to dry out, but my name's Jimmy, not Jesus, so I've got to work with what I've got. bit much for one bucket worth, but we'll see what we can do. Sometimes I'll just try and pick up a few small bits first, set them in the bucket first, and then try and come through and grab some of the larger stuff. Sometimes you might even need to, as you roll, and lift that blade up to help it roll into the bucket nicely. And I missed one. It's alright, but if there's anything you'd like me to show you what I get up to, just leave a comment asking what you'd like me to teach or show you guys. As I'm no expert, I'm just an operator, but it might help some learner operators that are out there. So I'm all for helping people, so why not share a bit of knowledge or a bit of experience. Always got to be careful of letting stuff roll up onto your blade. Say if this log was to roll up there and it's sitting a little bit high, it looks all good until you lift your blade, but say if I was to slew around and that log is now going to hit the cab if I was to have left it there. Also, if you like this video, can you go and subscribe to my channel so I can keep on making this sort of stuff and, you know, share what I'm up to with you all. So I think I'm going to go start hitting these stumps, trying to get rid of some of these stumps. So what I'm going to do first off, I'm just going to clean up around them. Rid of some of this leafy material out of the way, so I've got a bit better of a vision as to what I'm ripping. And it's starting to rain again. Less than ideal. There, we've got a snake. Could just be a legless lizard. As you can see, it's less than ideal weather, but still trying to get something done. Just trying to take the grass off, not this other material underneath, because we'll use that up in a different spot at a later date. So ideally I wouldn't really like to open up the hole here, but it's not supposed to rain for the rest of the week, so it should dry out just alright. Not the best conditions to do a video in, but hey, this is going to be my first sort of long specific YouTube video that I'm going to upload, so let's see what we can do. Now, these conditions aren't, I don't know if I should open this up yet. Essentially what happens when you open up, so I'm going to create a hole, it's going to stop the water flowing naturally off it, and it's going to get down into the ground. It's going to saturate, causing mud or a sloppy hole. I think it should be fine, but decision. So that's one of the hard things I'll talk about as an operator. You've got to make calls, and when you make the wrong call and it's no good, it's really no good. You can do yourself over pretty easily in this stuff. What do I do? Getting heavier.